But if you like this video, and I very much hope that you do, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. That's not how I do that either. How many times am I going to do this outro until I get it right? We're currently on 4. Hello everybody, my name is Kelsey, and we're about to get very, very nerdy with July's haul. I love that you can't even tell. I put this shirt on, which is I have no shelf control, just for this video. And I'm sitting in a place you can't even see it. So, it is time for another monthly haul. We're back again. This is going to sound very similar to how June's haul went, because I do have quite a few books to show you. Not nearly as many as last time, but still quite a few, and all but 2 of them. 3 of them, maybe, I bargained. So I did pretty good on how much I spent, but there's still quite a few to show you because I did go to the lovely book warehouses that I keep talking about. They're basically just giant used bookstores. But my parents came in town and my dad is a big book collector, so we went there. Very similar to how I did it last month. I will leave everything linked down below because when we get to some of the historical romances that I bought, because yes, I did buy more, I'm just going to quickly go through them because I bought them for the author, so we don't need to go through every single one of those. But if you're curious, again, we'll leave everything linked down below. But with that being said, let's just get into it. Alright, so the first 2 I picked up, actually I did pick these up, whole price, not used, I guess, and that are these 2 by Tessa Dare. It is When a Scot Ties the Knot and Say Yes to the Marquis, and these are 2 and 3 in her Castles Ever After series. I had 1 and 4, and it just kind of bothered me. Plus, this is one that I really wanted to pick up because my lovely friend at Taylor, who I will eventually be reading all of these books with, as well as another friend that we have met, Brooke, will be reading all of Tessa Dare books kind of month by month, like Taylor and I are doing with Maya Banks books. But she's read this one and really enjoyed it, and it sounds right up my alley. So I don't actually know much about what these are about. This is more of a Scotland, a woman who writes a bunch of letters and kind of creates this love because she wants to be left alone during a London season, and then the guy she creates actually exists, and he shows up on her doorstep and says, yes, all these letters that you wrote, I will honor everything that we said. And she was like, what is happening? So that's all I really need to know because it's like Scottish, Irish, Highlander romance. That is my thing. And then Say Yes to the Marquis. I don't actually remember exactly what it's about, but I know that it has to do with this woman who was supposed to get married, and then she's kind of forced into getting married, and then the person who's putting the wedding on, I think, is the brother of the person she's supposed to marry, and then, like, they fall for each other. Yeah, it's his brother. And then they fall for each other while he's planning their wedding together. So yeah, some more Tessa Dare books. Her name's gonna come up again later, but that's what we have for now because they're part of the same series. The next 2 are again part of the same series, and that is volumes 2 and 3 of Dreaming Sun. I read volume 1 during June, I think it was, and absolutely loved it. I've been raving about it. It's kind of like my new favorite manga, and so I've been collecting the rest in this series because there are 10. I don't know if the author's doing any more than that, but they're doing at least 10. And so I wanted to get the rest of them, and now I'm planning on reading 2 this month, but I picked up 2 and 3 last month. The first one follows our main character, Shirahama, and she doesn't feel loved at home. Her dad has remarried, and they have a new kid, and she feels like this kid is getting all the attention, and they don't even want her around anymore. So she tries to run away, and she meets this guy in the park who basically offers her a place to live for super cheap, but she has to do a few things. One of them being tell him why she's running away, help him find this key to this house that he's offered her, and then also to have a dream and fall in love. And so the first volume of this is just her kind of doing all of those things, helping him find this key, and then meeting the other people who are going to be in this house that she happens to go to school with. So it was so cute. I loved it so much, and I cannot wait to continue. Actually, the guy on this cover is the one that she met in the park, and then this one is one of the people who lives in the house with her. So I'm very excited to continue, but I'm growing my collection because I need the whole thing. I just need all of it. All right. We got almost the rest of our romances here. So I picked up another Tessa Dare book. This one is 3 Nights with a Scoundrel. This is part of a series, but I don't remember what it is. Picked this one up when we went to that used bookstore because it was the only Tessa Dare book there that I didn't already own. So, yeah, don't really know what it's about, but don't care because Tessa Dare. And then I also picked up this stunner by Lisa Kleypas, Someone to Watch Over Me. Again, don't quite know what this is about. I'm gonna be honest, this cover and this art on the cover is the reason I picked it up. I now have 2 Lisa Kleypas books. I am reading one of them this month, so I think she's going to be an author that I also really enjoy, but I only wanted to get a couple of things by her just to try her out, see if she's actually for me, and then we can go crazy and buy lots. But this one was super cheap, like 50 cents, and I loved the cover. I thought it was really pretty. And then the next 5 I'm going to do together because they are more Joanna Lindsey books. I have a serious problem because I'm just collecting all of her books and then not reading any of them. So we have Until Forever, The Pursuit, Joining, No Choice But Seduction, and The Perfect Someone. So some of these I picked up because of the cover, like for example, Until Forever. I thought the cover and the step back were really pretty. Joining, I've been finding these very like simplistic covers that have a fun step back. This one looks very castle-y, and like that's what grabbed my attention, but I'm really enjoying these covers as well, so I picked that up. And then these just looked good. This one is a Mallory novel. Both of these are a Mallory novel, so I've heard the Mallory series, or I guess it's called the Mallory series. It's very good, but I love Joanna Lindsey. Like, she is, I have feelings because she's one of the first people that I ever read historical romance from. She's my very first dip into that. We grabbed these 5 because I have a problem. I just do. And then a few others I picked up while I was there. One of them being All the Bad Apples by Moira Fowley Doyle. This is one that I saw on Cece from Problem of a Book Nerd's channel. She really enjoyed this book, and I've kind of had my eye out for it, and I saw it there, and I honestly couldn't believe it. So I picked this one up. This is kind of a generational story where something happens in the past which kind of like causes this domino effect with everybody else in the family, and there's kind of this curse. So it seems not quite, maybe more magical realism than fantasy, but I've heard incredible things about this, and also I just love this cover. Actually kind of forgotten what it's about because it's been on my TBR for so long, but it kind of follows the idea of like family secrets. So I'm excited to have a lot of feelings with that one. We picked up a nice little rom-com here, The Right Swipe by Alicia Ray. This is one that I've heard mixed things about, but it's supposed to be like a rom-com that takes place kind of like digitally and on your phone. So this sounds like it's going to be kind of like second chance romance a little bit. It follows our main character, Rhiannon, who is very into the online dating thing. She does kind of guard her heart a lot, so it sounds like she doesn't really give anybody any chances, because she did give this pro footballer named Samson a chance, and they had a lovely time together, and then he ghosted her. And so in this book, he kind of pops back up with a rival company, and I don't know exactly what she does. It doesn't say. He kind of pops back up, and I think it's going to be second chance, and I'm really excited about this. This sounds very similar-ish to, what was that book that I read? Intercepted by Alexis Hall, just because of like the second chance-ness of it. But I've heard good things. I have heard good things. I've also heard mixed things about this. But I love Avon Books, the publisher of this. They're like where I go for romances. I've noticed that the ones I tend to gravitate towards are all ones that have been published by them. So this is also another Avon. I just noticed it. So I'm so excited about this. But rom-com. We love to see it. This next one is totally a really random one that my husband found and said, you need this. And I said, you are correct. And that is Texts from Jane Eyre and Other Conversations with Your Favorite Literary Characters by Mallory Ortsberg. It is basically chaptered based on characters and books, like classically set. So like even in here I found a Pride and Prejudice one, and it's the funniest thing because it's told in like a text message format. So you have like just a very modernized look at some of these very classic things. Like the first one is Medea, which is a Greek play, and so it just sounds like so much fun. It sounds like something that you can like jump in and out of based on what you're interested in. Like I said, I've already read the Pride and Prejudice one. It's just funny. And I'm really happy because it's just funny. Like it's a silly book, but it makes me happy, and I'm happy that I have it. And then the next one we picked up is actually a nonfiction memoir biography, and it's called Dad is Fat by Jim Gaffigan. I love Jim Gaffigan. He's one of my favorite stand-up comedians, and this is his memoir, I suppose. But on the back it has a picture of him writing, and it says, buy this book, I is a good writer, and that's just kind of his personality. So I'm really excited to see what this is going to be, because I feel like his humor is going to go into this quite well, and it's just going to be a fun experience. And also Jim Gaffigan, so like I only needed to know it was from him, and so we immediately picked it up. And then the last few that we picked up from this kind of used bookstore, I realized I kind of like chunked them all together, is a bunch of graphic novels. So I did end up picking up volumes 2 and 3 of Giant Days. I only picked up the first one the last time I went because I wanted to give it a try, but they were still there when we went this time, and I said, you know, there's like their graphic novels, they're super thin. I do think I'm really going to enjoy this, especially since it's the start of college. Why not? You know, let's go pick up the next 2 because they're not that expensive. I hope to get to this soon because I think it's going to be a lot of fun. And then while I was there, I also picked up the first and second volumes of Rat Queens, which is by Curtis J. Webb and Rock Upchurch, I think is how you say it. Now I know that there's been some issue, and I saw these on Becca from Becca in the Books, and she was talking about how after like the 3rd or 4th volume, the art changes because there was some issue with the artist. I have no idea what that is. But it sounds like, from what I've gathered, wasn't a great human, and it was a good thing that they decided to change. But this sounds like fun, because it's just like 4, I think there's 4. Yeah, 4 women who battle things. Like, this is a giant creature on here, and they seem like they give zero crap about anything, and it just seems like it's going to be fun. So they had the first 2 volumes there. Thought I would give it a try, so I'm really excited about these as well. And then the last one that I picked up was the first volume of Isola, which is by Brennan Fletcher and Carl Kirschler. This is supposed to be really incredible. Like, the art is stunning in this. Like, this, I can't really even show you how pretty this art is because I don't even know if I'm going to spoil anything. But basically, I don't know what her name is, but we follow this human here who is the guard, I want to say. Captain of the guard, and she's going on this adventure with this kind of tiger right here, blue-striped tiger, who's actually her queen, but her queen has been turned into a tiger, and so they go on this adventure to a land or a mythical place that's supposed to be able to turn her back into being a human. And so this is just the first volume. They didn't have any more there, so I thought I would give it a try, and if I really enjoy it, then we can continue and find some more. But it's like all of these are in incredible condition. Like I feel like they were only read maybe once. So yeah. I mean, their graphic novels are always in spectacular condition. And then we went on vacation earlier this month, and we went to a bookstore. That was where we were visiting, because of course we did. My husband actually found a book, and that is Along Came a Spider by James Patterson. So we both have read The President is Missing by James Patterson and Bill Clinton, and so my husband kind of went online and found a couple other James Patterson books that he was interested in. He had one of them, and this was the other one he was interested in. Do I have any idea what this is about? Absolutely not. But it is a Alex Cross novel, I believe. I'm very good at this. I have no idea what this is about, but it's a Patterson book, so if my husband likes it, we might give this a try, because I'm also interested in some of Patterson's things. However, the spider has given me some questions there. But he's been looking for that for a while, so we ended up picking that one up. And then I'll do the next two together because I picked up a couple more Jane Austen books. I picked up Mansfield Park and Persuasion. So I picked up Emma last month, I want to say, and I really so what I've been doing is these are the Arcturus editions that you can find. I found them at Books A Million, and I had the Northanger Abbey version, and then I recently picked up the Emma version because I thought it was really, really pretty. And I just realized that these are really easy to like carry around and read, and also the art on them and the colors are so pretty. So I just went back and I've decided that every time I go there, I'm just going to pick up another one. And so we were close by there, and I decided to pick up a Mansfield Park because even though it's not my favorite by Jane Austen, like it's my least favorite by her, I didn't have a physical copy of it. So I wanted to get that, and then while I was there, I decided to go ahead and pick up Persuasion because the copy I have is really tall and thin, and the font is really tiny, and it's a really pretty cover, but it's really hard to read. And this one is much, much better. So, added to these two to my never-ending Jane Austen collection because I definitely want at least 3 other editions of this because I have a problem. Alright, I have one more Tessa Dare book, and then we're done, because I ended up picking up The Duchess Deal, which is the first in the Girl Meets Duke series. Now, these are just kind of like companion series. They don't actually go together. You don't need to read them. But I had 2 and 3, and I read, what was it, the second one, which is The Governess Game, at the beginning of July, I want to say. And I really enjoyed it, and then I had the third in that series, and so I decided just to pick this one up. Do I know what it is about? No. But, they get married. So follow the Duke of Ashbury, who sounds like he's very, like, straightforward. He makes a lot of to-do lists, and he comes back from war and really kind of needs an heir. Therefore, he needs a wife. And a woman named Emma, who is the vicar's daughter turned seamstress, appears in his library one day in a wedding dress. Why? I have no idea, but I really want to know. He decides that she'll do it. It'll be great. And so he kind of makes this rule for her of, like, basically, we're going to be together only at night because I need an heir, and that's going to be it. And she's like, I've got some rules myself, aka we're going to have dinner every night and we're going to talk. And obviously they fall in love. But Tessa Dare, I'm just collecting Tessa Dare books. That's where we're at here. The next 2, we're getting close to the end, I promise. The next 2 I'm going to do together because I bought them on a whim-ish. So the first one I'll show you because you've seen it before, and that is Curse of the Wolf King by Tessonia Odette. This is the first in the Entangled with Fae series, and it is a Beauty and the Beast retelling. Now, I think this cover is stunning, and so I've had it kind of on the back of my brain for a while, and she posted on her Instagram that she has a bind-up that's stunning, by the way, of another series she wrote that sounds really, really good, and its cover, which I have it right here, its cover matches this, kind of, and Amazon kept running out of it, but her Etsy had these beautiful hardcover editions, and they were signed, and so I didn't need to, but I did. But I liked it because it felt better than buying it from like another bookstore because I was buying it directly from the author. But like I said, the cover is stunning, and it is signed. But underneath the dust jacket is, oh, so pretty. There is a nice flower on the back, and it's this velvety material, I think is the best way to describe it, both the cover and the dust jacket. So that's what I got. I got Curse of the Wolf King, which, like I said, is Beauty and the Beast retelling, and I'm going to be reading this one in August, so I'll let you know how that goes. But then I also got this bind-up, which is the Fair Isle trilogy, and so this is what I was telling you about, is this special trilogy, and I looked up what it was about, and it sounded like my thing, and now I've forgotten. But the back here says, every young woman dreams of marrying a king. everyone except me, because the king I am wed has razor sharp fangs and a thirst for blood. So I think he's a vampire, if I remember correctly. Oh, I am remembering things. I feel like she and her sisters go to this kingdom to be married off to the king and his brothers, and her sister is supposed to be married to the king, and that's okay because, like, she's not going to be married to the king. He's kind of like the worst of them, and then her sister runs away, so she ends up having to marry the king. It really kind of sounds like a deal with the Elf King by Elise Kova, just the tiniest bit. But, like, this cover is so pretty, and like I said, I got them signed, and this one as well has just stunning cover. Like, this is thick. It's got all three of them in it, but, like, it's really under the dust jacket. I am a sucker for a pretty book, so I picked both of these up because honestly, her stuff sounds good. I think it was told in, like, the description of this that if you liked ACOTAR, you would like this. And I'm a sucker for when they do things like that in descriptions and marketing. So we'll be reading this in spurts, obviously, but each book is about 300 pages or so. Oh no, it just keeps going. Oh, I lied. This book is like 700 pages long if you count all three books, but it doesn't separate them, which is kind of annoying. But I'm excited to get into it. So like I said, I am reading Curse of the Wolf King this month, so I think that'll give me a good idea of her writing, and then we'll be able to start this. But it was so pretty, and I liked this much better than the individual covers because I was thinking about getting them individually, just so that it would be easier to read, but this was just so much prettier, so I did it. I bit the bullet. I might be crazy, but I do think I'm going to like them. And then the very last book I have to show you is the book that I got in my Abraxas June box. Now, I did an unboxing of this a little earlier. It was the last video that came out in July, because it comes from the UK, so it gets to me a little bit late, but that was my June box, and I got the book, so I'm going to show you the book real quick. So spoiler for that, go check it out if you want to see the actual unboxing. But the book that was in June's box, which his theme was Rebels and Royals, was this one, which is The Ravenous Dark by A.M. Strickland. It sounds very magical and interesting, and I don't really know what I'm getting into because I've seen this cover and I've seen this a few places, but I haven't heard much about it. And then on the back here it says, she loves a prince, she's bound to a warrior, she must betray them both. Sorry, she loves a princess. I lied. It's sapphic. I'm so excited. And I think that's why I'm the most excited, because, like, from what I can tell, the magic system is very confusing. So I would suggest go looking up what this is about, because I don't actually even know how to explain it to you. But the magic system is very confusing in the sense of, like, you can't use magic unless you are strictly kind of controlled and watched. And so this girl, our main character, whose name I cannot find, Robin, has kind of kept that secret close to her chest because she doesn't want to be controlled, and then it comes out and the castle kind of, like, takes her, so they can control her magic, and so she's bound to somebody. And I just want to know what this magic system means. I don't know if this is the first in a series or a standalone, but it just sounds fun. So this was my Abraxas book for June. And that's it. That's a look at all the books that I picked in July. I hope that you enjoyed this video. Hauls are one of my favorites to watch and also record, so I will continue to do them forever. But I hope that you guys enjoyed. Let me know down below if you've read any of the books that I have mentioned in this video, or if there's something that you picked up in July that's just like calling your name and you need to read. I'd like to know that as well. Share bookish things with me. But if you liked this video, and I very much hope that you did, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up and subscribe down below if you want to be part of this awesome growing family. I've also got all my social media as well as other fun bookish links down there, so don't forget to check all of those out, and I will see you guys in my next video.